Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. On behalf of Heramba Studio, I'm proud to present this special meditation cum discourse series on Kashmiri Shaivism by Virendra Qazi ji, who was introduced by Nirmal Mattu ji. A Lotus in the Mud was introduced by Indrajit Saluja ji. This is an initiative of Parveen Chopra ji, who with his wife was instrumental in making this event happen, and also Virendra Qazi ji's discourse and meditation session was preceded by devotional singing by Mrs. Qazi ji. Nirmal Mattu ji, Mohan Vanchu ji, Kavita Vanchu ji also supported this event along with several other organizations, including Heramba Studio.
When Qazi ji is here, I am reminded of Kashmir. I am reminded that a friend of mine who was a Major General, Virendra Bhushan Nath Shahadev, he came from a princely state in Bihar, the Palkot state. He invited me over. I couldn't visit. I had another friend of mine, Major General Mishra, who is settled in Ambala. He invited me. He was a corps commander there. I couldn't go. Much though I was told by so many, including my father, about Kashmir, the famous Persian couplet about Kashmir. Gar Firdaus Baru Zamiyast Hamiyasto Hamiyasto Hamiyast. And if translated in English, it means, if there is a paradise on earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. I am here to welcome you all this afternoon, and this has been made possible by this friend of mine, Parveen Chopra ji, who I think I should, in all fairness, introduce in just about 2 sentences. He's the founder of lotusinthemud.com, the platform which is hosting it. And as I understand, because when I look at his career, he is the founder of one of the best known magazines in India that dealt with health and spirituality, Life Positive. His heart has always been with a few subjects like spirituality, meditation, realization of self and all that. He probably was a misfit into journalism. Till recently he was here as managing editor of the South Asian Times. But then his heart was always pounding for something else. And I'm glad that he could find that finally. He is ready to give his all to what he really wants to do, and that is to promote spiritualism. And once again, thank you very much for coming over this afternoon. Thank you so much.
ऐसे कहते हैं कि मौन जो है वो भी ज्ञान का हेतु होता है, खास करके भगवान दक्षिणामूर्ति का स्मरण होता है, और आदि गुरु के रूप में तो शिव जी हैं ही हैं। आज का दिन मेरे लिए बहुत विशेष ऐसा है कि मैं उनको बहुत बरसों से जानता हूँ और रूबरू हम शायद इस रूप में पहली बार मिले, लेकिन एक संबंध होता है जिसमें आप ऐसे व्यक्तिगत न भी मिले हों तो, और उनके बारे में जो मेरा भाव है वो मैंने उनके कुछ जो वक्तव्य भी सुने, तो मैं हमारी जो परंपरा में गुरु के आदर की दृष्टि से जो सूक्ष्म एक अभिव्यक्ति होती है उसका भी मैंने प्रवीण जी से अनुमति ली। तो सबसे पहले तो मैं आपकी करतल ध्वनि के साथ में आदरणीय काजी साहब से और आपसे अनुरोध करूँगा कि आप यहाँ पधारें, विराजें। ओम दीपो ज्योति परब्रह्म दीपो ज्योति जनार्दन दीपो हरतु मे द्वन्द्वम् संविद्वीपनमोस्तुते शुभं करोतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदः द्वेषबुद्धिविनाशाय आत्मज्योते नमोस्तुते आत्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय गुरुज्योते नमोस्तुते। मोहन जी से मैं अनुरोध करूंगा आपको तिलक। ओम नमो सुनंताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाक्षिशिरोरुबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटि युगधारिणे नमः। नमः कमलनाभाय नमस्ते जलशायिने नमस्ते केशवानंत वासुदेव नमोस्तुते वासनात् वासुदेवस्य वासितं भुवनत्रयं सर्वभूतनिवासोऽसि वासुदेव नमोस्तुते।
भाई भूल गया
शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मैति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्त देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
A lotusinthemud.com. It was launched in January at the Indian Consulate. Many of you were there. Mohan Vanchali was there. It was at the Indian Consulate in New York. And you can already see the progress we have made. We have been able to organize this event. And we were at the Parliament of World's Religions. This, you may know, Swami Vivekananda was there. He made it famous in 1893. And since 1993, this Parliament of World Religions has been occurring every 4 years. I was there in Chicago, and we covered the conference in Lotus. Quite a few stories I've done, quite a few more stories I will be doing. So this event has been made possible by support from many of you people, blessings of Dr. Mattu and Mohan Vanchuji. From Lotus, I want to say that please subscribe to our newsletter, which is a bi-weekly newsletter. We started about a couple of months ago, and it's free. The entire website is free, and the newsletter is also free. We'll be circulating some paper slips. You can write your name and email address to subscribe, or go on your phone, cell phone, and go to lotusinthemud.com. You have been given a couple of flyers. So there's a Lotus flyer, and there's one flyer about Qaziji's work. And you will also find a little gift. Did you open the envelopes? It's a little magnet, a fridge magnet. It's an inspiring quote. It says, "You become what you affirm." In fact, when I was doing that, it could be a good business idea to do under Lotus, to have this kind of inspirational messages on fridge magnets, because people do want to keep some stuff, magnets on the fridge. Qazi ji will be introduced. Okay, so the outline of the program today. First, Hema Qazi ji will do some devotional songs, and I think in particular Lal Wak. I don't know how to pronounce it. There was this Lal Wak. Okay, so there was this 14th century mystic, poet, and saint named Laleshwari. And her sayings, her verses are called Lalwak. And Qazi ji is a special expert in Laleshwari, her work, and he has compiled and so on. So, which also he will let us know. And somebody already mentioned, oh yeah, I came to know Qazi ji in India when I was in India. I was running the Life Positive magazine, and he used to write on Kashmir Shaivism for us, and we published that. And and again, we came in contact recently. So, Hemaji's program, and then Qazi's program, and meditation for it.
So, Lalwak originally, which is sung in Kashmiri, but we have translated it into Hindi also. It's a part of our ballet, Param Yogini Laleshwari. So I'll sing first in Kashmiri, then in Hindi. गगन छुई भूतल छुई छुई दिन पवन रात छुई अर्घ पुष्पों चंदन छुई सूर्य छुई तैल क्या गगन छुई दिन पवन रात छुई अर्घ पुष्पों चंदन छुई सूर्य छुई तैल क्या गगन है तू ही भूतल है तू ही तो दिन है पवन रात है अर्घ है चंदन है पुष्प है जल है तू ही सकल है तू ही सकल है गौरन मुन्नम निब्रदुपनम अंदरई अचुन सुई में लल गो वात वचुन तवई हो तुम नंगई नचुन तवई हो तुम बस एक बात मुझसे मेरे गुरु बोले बस एक बात मुझसे मेरे गुरु बोले तू बाहर कहाँ भटकती भीतर होने, आदेश बने ये शब्द प्रेरणा मेरे, आदेश बने ये शब्द प्रेरणा मेरे, तब से मैं नाची नग्न मग्न पट खोले, तब से मैं नाची नग्न मग्न पट खोले, बस एक बात मुझसे मेरे गुरु बोले, सूरदास जी का है कृष्ण भजन। नैनहीन को राह दिखा प्रभु, नैनहीन को राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं, नैनहीन को राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं, नैनहीन को। तुम्हारी नगरिया की कठिन डगरिया, तुम्हारी नगरिया की कठिन डगरिया, चलत चलत गिर जाऊं मैं प्रभु, तुम्हारी नगरिया की कठिन डगरिया, चलत चलत गिर जाऊं मैं प्रभु, नैनहीन को राह दिखाऊं प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं, नैनहीन को। चाहूं और मेरे घोर अंधेरा, भूल न जाऊं द्वार तेरा, चाहूं और मेरे घोर अंधेरा, भूल न जाऊं द्वार तेरा, एक बार प्रभु हाथ पकड़ लो, एक बार प्रभु हाथ पकड़ लो, एक बार प्रभु हाथ पकड़ लो, मन का दीप जलाऊं मैं प्रभु, नैनहीन को राह दिखाऊं प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं, एक रस्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, दूर अज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे, दूर अज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता। हर तरफ जुल्म है, बेबसी है, सहमा सहमा सा हर आदमी है, पाप का बोझ बढ़ता ही जाए, जाने कैसे ये धरती थमी है, बोझ ममता का तू ये उठा ले, रचना का ये अंत होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता।
Spiritual guru interpreting and lecturing about Kashmir Shaivism, and I'm just going to give you a little base because he's going to discuss Kashmir Shaivism in detail. It's a philosophical system that developed in Kashmir, finding a relationship between time, between God, between space, energy, and completely relevant to the modern times, to the modern science. I just don't mean by Newtonian physics or Einstein's physics, but the mystical nature of the modern quantum physics, and it relates to that. And many of the books that you'll read nowadays will have some quotation from Kashmir mysticism, Kashmir Shaivism, in the preface or in the cover of many of these physics books. You know, Kashmir has been a fountainhead for India's intellectual output for a long time. There's nothing special about people, but the way it was nurtured, and the only emphasis was on scholarship and being an intellectual. Whether these were Sanskrit studies in Kashmir, we used to speak in Sanskrit nearly till 14th century. Whereas when you see the edicts of Ashokas from 3rd, 4th century BC, they are in Prakrit scripts, in Pali and other way. Whereas in Kashmir, we kept this Kashmiri language, Kashmiri lingua franca used to be Sanskrit. Whether there was philosophical inquiries where a lot of people were involved, whether it was aesthetic studies, and most of them were done in Kashmir. Whether you see, even though nowadays Bharata, somebody quoted Bharata is not a Shastra, Bharata is not thought. Most of the people think that he was from Kashmir because most of the commentaries, whether you take Bhama's Riti school or Anandavardhana's Dhwani school or Kuntaka's Vikruti school, or eventually Abhinav Gupta who wrote them, Abhinav Bharati, were all Kashmiri. So it looks like that Bharata himself was Kashmiri, and actually Abhinav Gupta calls it fifth Veda, Panchaveda in this. And storytelling that Kashmiris developed, the way means of communicating philosophical ideas, Somadevas, Kathasarisagara, or all of you have read Vishnu Sharma's Panchtantra. They were all Kashmiri authors, Kashmiri intellectuals. The reason why it was little different was that in Kashmir we had a little bit of liberty. We did not accept Veda as the ultimate of knowledge. There were other schools, whether it was Sankhya or whether it was Nyaya, or we had scholars which were studying that. And Buddhism develops in Kashmir. All the main conferences on Buddhism were held in Kashmir. And finally the last conference, which was under Kanishka's time, in which the Mahayana and Hinayana Buddhism, Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism, were separated, and all the edicts and everything about Mahayana Buddhism were done in Kashmir. And finally, Kashmiri monks went to China and Vietnam and other places to spread Buddhism. So even though we had Vaishnavism flourishing also in Kashmir at that time, I have relatives with last name Vaishnavi, but eventually it was the Shaivism which for Kashmiris was the ultimate of ultimate thoughts. From earlier dualistic Shaivism with Shiv Siddhantas, or to the Shaiva Shakta of non-dualistic Shaivism was developed with its different traditional Kala, Krama, Spanda, very scientific traditions and aspects were developed. Over the years, there have been many mystics and masters and academicians, and we heard singing from Laleshwari, wrote beautiful poetry in Kashmiri, all about Shaivism. And the difference between Shaivism, and which he's going to talk in detail, and Vaishnavism is that to us Shiva is everything. As she said, you are Bhutal, you are sky, you are the offering, you are what is being offered. Actually, even in Gita, there is a Brahma, Brahma Havari, Brahma no Brahma. It's very similar. Brahma Teva Gantavyam, Brahma Karmasmadana. It's something similar to it, but not to the extent the way which Shaivism does it. So there have been great writers, starting from Vasugupta, who found Shiva Sutras, to Kalata, Balata, Somananda, Utpaldeva, Laleshwari, and finally Abhinavgupta, who wrote Tantra Loka, Tantra Sara, and some 40 books, was ultimate genius of mankind. Nobody has been that level. Nobody on this planet. And there are practitioners nowadays, and you have like Sanderson and Dostoevsky, Lakshmanju in our present time, who I have met, Bettina Baum, Rafaela Torello, Gurtuji, and in our midst today, Virendra Qazi, modern practitioners. It's known as Kashmir Shaivism and also Trika Shaivism, but it's a pan-Indian phenomenon. And because of the three elements of it, many three elements on it, whether you take Devis or anything, he's going to discuss that. And the main spiritual guides to Kashmir Shaivism will be, there are a lot of books written, Utpaldeva and Shiva Sutra, but Mali Wisdom, Tantra, Tantra Sara, Vijnana Vaibhav, Tantra, even Pratibhajan, Hridayam by Shemraj. There are a lot of books, many books, in such detail. And we have been studying one book for the last 3-4 years, every Saturday for 3 hours. We're over 20 of us from all over the world, and they're all professors. I'm the layman in that. And we have done something like 30-40 shlokas only till now, in 3.5 years, every Saturday, 3 hours. So there is such depth of learning and knowledge there, and he's going to delight us. I'll just give you a very brief, I don't want to take this much time, but I wanted to set some base that he has a master's in, Virendraji has master's in public administration. Then he had a leadership role in Hindustan Steel, and finally in Steel Authority of India. But for the last 3 decades, he's spending time in explaining to people, I think, part of us laymen, in certain easily communicable terms, what Kashmir Shaivism is. And he is also preaching the teachings of the mystical genius, Laleshwari. There are some English translations of Laleshwari, particularly that Kak from University of Hawaii has nicely translated Lalwak and explained it to some extent. And he's also conducting programs on business, ethics, and leadership. So I won't take too much of your time, which I already taken. So I'd like to come and.
So let me start with gratitude to Laldet, Mata Laleshwari. Actually, she was torch bearer of Shaiva Agamas and gave us this wisdom in inspiring local language. You have just now heard Himaji's Lalwak in Kashmiri and in Hindi. Let me just conclude with one Lalwak. First again in Kashmiri, then in Hindi. Because this Lalwak gives cream of Kashmir Shaivism. This entirely explains Kashmir Shaivism, the single word. Tapan shuchi zervil zal vaharavit. Krazan machai thurit kat. Ata zindanay vichan adakati marid. Yani mais pan kat. Wazit chay kat. Now kindly listen to Hindi translation. कहते हैं शू फैलाए सूक्ष्म जाल अरे स्वयं ही गट गट वासी है Lord Shiva pervades everywhere. शू फैलाए सूक्ष्म जाल स्वयं ही गट गट वासी है अरे जीवन में ही तुम पहचानो जीवन में ही तुम पहचानो realize in this life and now जीवन में ही तुम पहचानो मर के क्या पहचानोगे चिंतन से तुम गहन मनन से बात तत्व की जान लो खुद को खुद से अलग करो क्या नश्वर है अविनाशी है अरे शिव फैलाए सूक्ष्म जाल ओम नमः शिवाय. It's a pleasure and a sadhana to be here in Long Island. As Praveen ji has mentioned, you know, not only you wrote articles on Kashmir Shaivism, you helped me. We had a very big event in Kamani Auditorium. That was Parama Yogini Laleshwari. Himaji sang those, you know, this also song is from that Hindi translation. And you really helped us. On Swati Chopra you had debuted, I remember. She covered everything in this article. So it was also labor and love. Now, Nirmal ji has given a very inspiring introduction and lecture that shows how much depth he has, how much hard work he has done over the various. He has gone to those areas. I don't even 1% of Kashmiris would not have gone that area. But here we had also some interaction with him. In fact, I will tell my Kashmiri Hindu friends that you are sitting on a treasure of knowledge and the world wants you to explore it. Some people say that what we have exodus, we have differently problems Kashmiri Pandits have faced. When our books have been destroyed, many things are there. But even then we have to rise and rise. There's no alternative. I was quoting, which I shared with Mr. Nirmalji also. There was a great Sarangadeva of Carnatic music. He wrote Sangeet Ratnakara, the treatise on music. He had to ran for his life in Muslim rule. Then he went to Karnataka. Then he told them, okay, now I am a Kashmiri Pandit. I have got this knowledge as Vidwan. I am a Vid scholar. I have worked Dhana Sadhana. They said, forget about all this. You have come from Kashmir. Do some work. We don't know what is sadhana, this thing. Do some work to survive. So he had to become powerful accountant, in the job of accountant. And then he settled his family. There was immediate need. Then he wrote the treatise, Sangeet, how to realize God through music. And King of Mysore honored him. And then that became the history. So we must always be positive and hopeful. We have to do something. Everybody has a responsibility. This was, I wanted, dear to me. I wanted to share this. And all my friends, about, you're all familiar with Amarnath Yatra, Holy Cave of Amarnath. शिव जी के दर्शन करेंगे अमरनाथ में, जीवन कथा अमृत कथा सुनेंगे अमरनाथ. So my general public knows about Shivji in Amarnath. So I want to tell normally what happened. Banaras, Kashi was a seat of learning. and people normally would go to Banaras for learning. Mostly it was Vedantic, Vedas, Banaras, and Krishna Yajurveda and other things. But higher sadhakas, they would go to Sharda Peeth. They will go to Sharda Peeth for the subtle practices. Practice of Agamas, beyond Vedas, as Virendra said. They would, Sharda Peeth was very popular. Not only among Hindus, even Buddhists go there for this thing. Sharda Peeth is in POK, Pak occupied Kashmir. Now we have made a teeth called a replica, and I think a lot of pressure is going on. I'm sure within a year or so, it will be thrown open to the tourists, like Kartarpur. Sharda Peeth will be thrown open to this thing. Sharda Peeth was a seat of learning. So we must do something, and world needs us. We must explore the treasure, and many scholars, as you said. Now, let me do pranam. Let me do pranam to Lord Shiva. Let me do pranam to Lord Shiva, who resides in all of you. Who resides in all of you as your inner divinity. Please remember, whether you are happy, you are not so happy, healthy, not so healthy, the divine light is fully within you. Mata Parvati and Lord Shiva are fully manifest in you. Please remember, God is always with you. And to know this reality, that is the purpose of Kashmir Shaivism. That's why I call it, Ramana Maharshi's pet was that, know thyself, Ramana Maharshi slogan. So this we call, Kashmir Shaivism, we can call, Nirmalji agrees, I am Shiva. That is the theme of our discussion, our gathering. Theme is I am Shiva. In fact, one of my teachers, practitioner rather, Om Prakash Mahajan, would always say, Arya, you are Shiva. Why don't you believe that when Lord Shiva is giving you in writing that you are Shiva, in the first sutra, Shiv Sutra, Chaitanyam Atma. That Atma Chaitanya hai. So Lord Shiva is giving you in writing. So that is our theme. And always, God is never away from us, God is always with us. In fact, what is the uniqueness of Kashmir Shaivism? They say, in this very life, you can have a divine vision. You can be your own guide. Whatever sadhana you are doing, but that will be my talk. You will yourself know at what level I am. We just give you hints so that you can go higher, you can evolve yourself. And you can live in the world, you can do the good job in Grahasti. I'll say Kashmir Shaivism teaches harmony in material life and gives the very most powerful subtle techniques of divine realization. So there's no sannyas. Where can you go up? We have to live in this world. So it's a total harmony in the material world. Now, in fact, because of this modern communications, world has become one family. I think this has also one of the results why Kashmir Shaivism is becoming popular day by day. If you see, there are some the mystic practices of India are known because of modern computer age communication. Communication barriers have been overcome. My friends, Shri Ravi Shankarji, I'm also grateful to him. He hosted me a lot of trips. We were together many places. He is also in Kashmir Shaivism. He has books, it's very popular, Shiv Sutra by Shri, and he also conducts classes of Vigyan Bhairav. So he has a deep interest, but because of myself, I couldn't. He said he wanted to have a Ganeshji's idol in the Ishwar Ashram. I was a little bit requested those management. We installed a Ganeshji's marble statue in Ishwar Ashram also. That's a great interest he has, Shri. Now, some of my friends, if you listen to YouTube, Swami Sarva Priyananda, the young handsome monk of Ramakrishna Mission, New York, and he says, I am from a Vedantic background. I go to my guru. They say, I have worked very hard. Nothing has happened. He said, try again, continue. I said, nothing has happened. He said, okay, try. Good luck in the next Janma. But if you want this Janma, the path is Kashmir Shaivism. He always says, if you're not fit for Shambhopa, you are fit for next level is Shakti level, chapter 5. He says, if you know Kashmir Shaivism, you can really understand the gospel of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Similarly, in YouTube also, Bhadev Jagiji, he also talks about Kashmir Shaivism. I am also grateful to him. We had a chance meeting and he told me that he has highest regard for this Kashmir Shaivism. Now, of course, first I will convey my gratitude. My Kashmiri friends may be aware of the great saint Kralabab. Kralabab was a great saint. You know, there were many masters who have blessed me. He was actually servant in our house. He also got initiation in our house. In his biography, they'll say, Jain Saab ke ghar mein, he got this thing. Then many masters were there. They have blessed me. And some subtle sadhana, the credit goes to them, not to me, who initiated me in the subtle practices. So let me convey gratitude to them. Now, students of Shupran, Lord Shiva always says, when there is decline of dharma, jab dharma ka nash hota hai, I come in the human form, bless somebody to restore the dharma. And the very popular shlok of Bhagavad Gita, Yada Idahi Dharma Se Galane Bhavat Varta. You know, I am from Kashmiri, so please enjoy we are more fluent in Urdu language. You know, that's our culture, this thing. Let me translate this Yada Idahi Dharma Se in Urdu. So please remember, there's a word called Tanazul. Tanazul means decline. कहते हैं कि तनजुल पर जिस वक्त आता है धर्म, तनजुल पर जिस वक्त आता है धर्म, अधर्म आके करता है बाजार गरम. अरे ये अंधेरा जब देख पाता हूं मैं, तो इंसान की सूरत में आता हूं मैं. It's not saying. Now, what happened? When Kaljug came, Kaljug ka time aa gaya, Kaljug dawned. So what was Kaljug dawned? What was the priority? Everything is material. पैसा ही सब कुछ है, material achievement ही है. बाकी कुछ spirituality कुछ नहीं है. We call it Charvak Darshan was at the peak. And all those genuine saints, they got scared. They went into hiding. They say, they are not fit to receive the knowledge. We are scared to teach people. They will use every knowledge, everything for adharma. So that was the scene of Kaljuga. Then Lord Shiva, being ever merciful, he initiated sage Durvasa. He initiated sage Durvasa in Mount Kailash. Lord Shiva assumed the form of Srikantanatha, beautiful picture of Lord Shiva as Srikantanatha, and initiated sage Durvasa in Shaiva Agamas. And after fully initiating him, Srikantanatha disappeared. Now you can call him our Adi Guru, Durvasa Rishi. So he has the knowledge, Shaiva Agamas. But it was Kaljug time. He did not fight, was highly disciplinarian, and everybody knows Durvasa. He would get angry also. He was highly disciplinarian. He did not find a worthy disciple. He did not find a worthy disciple whom he could teach. So he created mind-born son. He created mind-born son called Trambakanath. And in Shaiva Agamas in Tantra, we have equal importance or more importance to feminine energy. He also created mind-born son, Arya initiate her in the call practices. And mind-born daughter. And in this way, they say 15 mystics were produced. Mind-born son, 15th masters were produced. They say 15th master was not that capable. So he was advised to marry. And then it became father-son tradition. And one of the masters, Sangamaditya, he was 3rd, 4th century, he settled in Kashmir. He came to Kashmir. And he taught. Then big revival took place in 8th century. There was a humble Shaivite saint by the name Vasgupta. He was a very humble saint. And that time the rule administration was with Nagabodhi, a Buddhist monk. And some friends, people started praising Vasgupta to Nagabodhi. He said, who can be better than me? Okay, bring him to my darbar. Let me have who has the more powers. Virtually, Vasgupta was forced to go to Nagabodhi. And he was virtually insulted by Nagabodhi. And what happened? He became very sad. He returned with the disciples. He slept. He said, oh, why did I go? Oh, Lord Shiva, why did they insult me? the Lord Shiva came in the dream. Lord Shiva came in the dream, said, go to Mahadev mountain, find Shiv Sutras and enlighten the world. So morning, he goes to Mahadev mountain. Mahadev mountain is, some people who have gone to Harvard, there's a Dashigam, or observe. He went to Mahadev mountain on a particular stone, he overturned and Shiv Sutras were revealed. It is still there. Muslims call it Shankarpal. And Baba Muktan to go there, have a break of coconut oil. Still people go to Dachi. I have also gone to Dachiga. 3-4 kilometers inside, they will take Shankarpal. Then masters were from Vasgupt. Then was great Acharya Utpal Dev, Pratibhigya, Darshan. Then great genius was Acharya Abhinavgupta. He was the incarnate of Shiva. He compiled all the Tantra, various sects, and compiled Tantra Loka, the light on Tantras. He also compiled Tantra Sahara. He wrote very useful commentary on Bharati. Nirmalji has mentioned about it. Sir, I want to mention one point. It's a thinking for all of you. You know, we study the life of saints. It guides our life. We must learn the life of how the saints live. That's a learning for us. One thing about Abhinavgupta, in Tantra first chapter, he tells about his master studies. He said, my gratitude is Bimla Kala, my own mother, she was a yogini. Then my next gratitude is Narsim Gupta, my father. He taught me the Sanskrit, grammar, logic. Without that, I could not open the kunji. Then he tells Lakshman Gupta, he taught me Pratibhigya Darshan. Then Bhuti Raja taught me grammar system. He was thirsty of knowledge. We should be thirsty of knowledge. He said, when I was studying with Bhuti Raja, his son Hila Raja came. I found him equally brilliant. So I went separately to meet him. Then Indu, she taught him Nati Shastra. Then he said, I went to Nakli Gurus also. That they said, I said, let me test them. They had no knowledge of Tattvas, but they called themselves Tattvajnani. That is 1,000 years back also there were Nakli Gurus, not even now also. But now what is very surprising is, then he went to Guru, Shambhu Natha. He said, Shambhu Natha, Siddhanatha, Jagatudara. He said, Shambhu Natha he said, all learning is useless, books are useless. His one drishti can uphold you. The Mahapurush ka kya kamal hota hai? He said, he can uplift the whole world. He said, one drishti can transform you. He said, he's the ultimate of Jalandhar Pitha. Now scholars are wondering whether the way Abhinavgupta praises Shambhu, can he be a real human being or Lord Shiva himself? Shambhu. Sir, what happened? Before Corona years, I was invited by Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts. There are some Buddhist paintings from Ladakh. They wanted me to see, and some scholars were invited. There were paintings of Shai Monastery and other monastery. It says the most sacred saint, 1,000 years back, Lama Shambhu Natha. I thought he's a guru of Abhinavgupta. Then I talked to Professor Lokesh Chandra, who was a scholar of international scholar on Buddhism. I told him, Lokeshji, how is Shambhu Natha is the guru of Abhinavgupta and guru of Buddhism? He said, many masters are they go beyond religions also. They represent many places. In fact, it's surprising. So when we go above spirituality, what happens? In fact, Neem Karoli Baba, people are aware of Kanchi Dham. You know, his guru, she has initiated Himalayan. They say when she does the Bandara, suddenly they will say many miracles. I don't want to go a long story. They say he was an old man in blanket. He said, Beta, mujhe narm puri de do. Mere daant nahi hai. Then the guru, the first Bhakti Ma, she was inside, said, Darshan hue Baba ki. I mean, they appear anytime. They are beyond Kala. These masters are beyond Kala. So that is a thing I wanted. One thing more also I wanted, Guru Shish kaise hota hai? Abhinavgupta Shish was Them Raja. And all you know, he did a great work on Shiv Sutras because of Them Raja, Shiv Stotra Bali, Neta Tantra, many things he made easier for us. They say he was a little tough guy, could criticize his scholars. Abhinavgupta would always tell him, be humble, be always humble. They say, what was it something great about Them Raja? He had one quality. Every morning, the moment he would meet his master, Abhinavgupta, he will kiss the feet of his master. And because of that, no Ashirvad can stop. So in Kashmir Shaivism, there is Para Gyan, Para Bhakti, and Para Supreme, Para Tapas. Everything is the highest level in Kashmir Shaivism. And modern day, Abhinavgupta, it is now Swami Lakshmanji Maharaj, he was, you can call him modern day Abhinavgupta. We all know it because of him. And that lineage was basically Swami Ram. Swami Ram was around 18th, he left his world in 1820 or something. Swami Ram's Shisha was Mehtabka, and Mehtabka Shisha was, it was a very amazing story. Very interesting to learn about them. Swami Lakshmanji. He did this is also a modern day of it. Now, before I move next, I will quickly touch, because some people are asking, what is Shaivism? You know, actually we are modern, we must answer questions, we answer kids. Why Shaivism? How many Shaivism are there? Why Kashmir Shaivism? So quickly I will say, I have broadly categorized 4 categories of Shaivism. One is Tamil Shaivism, which is called Shaiva Siddhanta, which is popular in Tamil Nadu, Sri Lanka, Malaysia. In fact, there was a great guru, Koi Monastery, Shiv Subramaniam Swami, you know that Koi Monastery, he was practicing Shaiva Siddhanta. In fact, he left this world in 2008. So whenever I used to come to America, of course I had not gone to Hawaii, but I used to talk to him over the phone. He was blessing me and always used to love to talk to me. He was from the same lineage of Shaiva Siddhanta. Shaiva Siddhanta and Kashmir Shaivism is very common. Same Tattva, only it is purely a dualistic philosophy. Ours is strictly monistic philosophy. Second Shaiva tradition is Veer Shaiva, or popularly called Lingaites. It was a King Baswana, it was a reformist movement in Karnataka. They are doing a great job. They, because of rituals had dominated, unnecessarily the essence was lost from the religion, so he made it the reformist movement of Shaivism. Then now Shaivism based on Vedanta is Advaita Shaivism of Shankaracharya. So what is Vedanta? Is essence of Upanishads. These are all basically, I tell people, you know, people want to know about it. And Shaivism based on Agamas is Kashmir Shaivism. What is Agama is a basically discourse between Shiva and Parvati. Now the beauty of it is, it's Agama, it is based on totality. Good, bad, everything is divine. So everything is the creation of God. That's why we discourage leaving the world. We discourage sannyas. We are, it's all inclusive. That's the characteristic of Kashmir Shaivism, which is based on, because of it has Agama lineage. And now about Kashmir Shaivism, it's a very popular, why it is called Kashmir Shaivism. Some said, you know, there's a J.C. Chatterjee was a scholar, Sanskrit scholar. He came from Maharaja Pratap Singh, called him from Bengal, and he was Sanskrit series, was the head of the Pathshala of Maharaja, assisted by Madhusudan Kool and Mukundaram Shastri, and got all the texts, because at the initiation of Swami Pratap, with the Pratap Singh time, Swami Ram told him that, you know, these granths are scattered, why don't you compile together? He did the great pioneering work. And then he named it Kashmir Shaivism. And as all of you know, Kashmir Shaivism has become very popular worldwide because of Baba Bhaktananda, the Siddha Yoga, many ashrams. So mostly they are everybody, it is 100% foreigners are there. Not a single Indian, 100% foreigners conducted. Many places, Australia, Europe, and they call it Kashmir Shaivism. So it's very difficult to change the name. Some people ask me, why did it call it Kashmir Shaivism? Now, so I will say, what is Kashmir Shaivism? For a common people, I'll quickly give 4 features of Kashmir Shaivism. Kashmir Shaivism is a universal spiritual philosophy which focuses on the supreme unity of the self with God. It accepts all the aspects of life in totality and teaches the path of realization through divine grace. So I have enumerated 4 features. A universal spiritual philosophy. Anybody is welcome. It is beyond caste, creed, color. Anybody is welcome to be the student of Kashmir Shaivism. In fact, it is because it's a technique of God realization. It may be of anything, maybe any religion, anything. It is because of that. And I won't tell my humble friends, they say India, Bharat Desh is the seat of learning, Hazaro Saal, you know, all avatars and learning, other things. But my dear friends, please listen. Uska anukampa, grace is in everywhere. There are masters in worldwide. Though India was full of masters worldwide, it is interesting to know that many masters were worldwide. I was Galileo, Marconi, if you see there, I will not like to elaborate type, it's not there. But no, there are masters all over the world. So Kashmir Shaivism is a universal spiritual philosophy, anybody is welcome. Second feature is supreme unity of the self with the God. Our Swami Lakshmanji will explain that it's not only Advaita, Kashmir Shaivism is Para Advaita. Even dualistic can get his grace. Even fool can get his grace. So why you limit it? Dayavak and the way this thing. It is a paradmay. They say when we go in, जब हम साधना में जाते हैं, हम कहते हैं it is a हम भगवान के ही अंश, भगवान से अलग नहीं है. ये कैसे पता चलेगा? How we'll know about it? When we go in deeper sadhana, we realize. In fact, in meditation also I tell that when you go to a higher level, you will feel less difference between God and yourself. Your questions get answered. But let me quickly quote one thing. Iqbal's popular that "Khudi ko kar buland itna." Yesterday one Sacramento, one gentleman, he asked me to explain it because it's an Advaita philosophy. "Khudi ko kar buland itna" कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. It's called शिफा इबलीस. And Iqbal goes further. He says, कभी ए हकीकत मुंतज़िर नजर आ लिबास मजाज में कि हजारों सजदे तड़प रहे तेरे ज़मीने नियाज में. Oh God, let me see you, let me have your darshan because my mata got weird out in namaz. And then God replies, जब सर्वे सजदा था तो ज़मीन से आई ये सदा, अरे तेरा दिल सनम है आशना, तुझे क्या मिलेगा नमाज से. I reside in your heart, but you will get off the path. So the end is very important. And Iqbal says to God, "Arey, we are one, we are not different. How could you be my judge? You can't be my judge. You are not separate from me." He says, very interesting, "Roze hisab jab mera pesh ho daftar amal." जिस रोज तेरे दफ्तर में, I'm a Christian in the day of judgment. जिस रोज तेरे दफ्तर में मेरा हिसाब होगा, जिस रोज तेरे दफ्तर में हिसाब होगा, कहते हैं रोजे हिसाब जब मेरा पेश हो दफ्तर अमल. अरे तुम भी शर्मसार हो, मुझको भी शर्मसार कर. हे प्रभु, तुम्हें भी शर्म आएगी, मुझे भी शर्मिंदा करोगे. That is a supreme unity of the self with God. I wanted to explain. And third feature is diversity. God has made everybody differently. We must accept everybody is different. We must accept diversity. In London, they were asking, "Mr. Qazi, you have 32 crore Devi Devtas." I told them, even not two snowflakes are alike. God has made everybody different. We say that, "तुझ में राम, मुझ में राम, हर सब में राम समाया, सबसे कर ले प्यार, जगत में कोई नहीं पराया." The fourth feature is a very important feature of Kashmir Shaivism. Third, I said, a universal spiritual philosophy, supreme unity of the self with the God, diversity divine. Fourth is, हमें प्रभु कैसे मिलेगा? How can we get God? Is it by any mantra, by any asana? No. We get God only by His anukampa, by His grace. उसी के ही अनुग्रह से, उसी के ही अनुकंपा से. So fourth is, teaches the path of realization by divine grace. Because this is basically essence of sutras also. It's only grace can come on whom He chooses, not our effort. Grace can come on a fool also, on undeserving person also. Like Ratnakar Daku Vijay Valmiki. So this is the very important aspect of Kashmir Shaivism. Now, having given brief about its four features, there are vast knowledge, ultimate granths, which starting from basic three tantras. One is Marani Vijaya Tantra, Swachanda Tantra, Rudra Yamala Tantra. I'm telling you vast knowledge. Such a Marani Tantra gives the core philosophy of Kashmir Shaivism. And Swachanda gives rituals, it's a very huge, elaborate. And Rudra Yamal is the ultimate philosophy, like Paratramishka is from Rudra Yamal Tantra. Even our Bhavani Sahasranam is from Rudra Yamal Tantra. And then there are the Granth Tantra Loka, that big knowledge. But I tell my all humble friends, let us do a beginning. Let us do a beginning. We are all working people. Why do we love to evolve into this life? So, thoda sa padhiye, but padhiye this thing. Let us do a beginning. Little bit important, but little learn it thoroughly. So I always say, what we should learn, because ultimately, by this learning and this, we'll go in a holistic, we'll head our holistic path, again, harmony in material world and the highest techniques of God realization. So I call this study in two sessions, the knowledge session and experience session. So what we should, a beginner must begin. Number one is Paramashiva. Please have the knowledge of Paramashiva. I have made this syllabus. Paramashiva is the ultimate reality. You can call him Anuttar, Almighty Khuda, any name, Vaheguru, Paramashiva. who is a changeless principle beyond all changes. Everything comes from Paramashiva and goes back to the Paramashiva. In fact, it has attributes of Paramashiva, as we call it Parasammat. What is Paramashiva? Almighty God. That is a sadhana, we call it on Parabhairava, also because a sadhana on that. So at least learn the features of Paramashiva is the Almighty God. Now, second chapter is how God comes to the human level. Shiva to Jiva. How Shiva, by his own sweet will, wants a material manifestation of the world. So Shiva becomes Jiva. That's we call the knowledge of the six tattva, Tattva Gyan. So Paramashiva decides to create the material universe. First is the consciousness, Shiv Tattva. Then he wants to go further down to Jiva level. Then he wants to create Shakti. Shakti is called the goddess of experience, Vimarshini Mata. Then Shakti creates universal, supreme desire, supreme knowledge, supreme action. That's called pure tattvas. Then Paramashiva also creates, next comes the Maya. Maya is the wheeling power. Everything is divine, but we will not enjoy the world. Let's have the limitation. We are all Shiva. No, I am this much, I am he, this, he is that, he is that. He is my son, he is not my son. He is my friend, he is not my friend. I am in New York, I am not in Delhi. Limitation of time, I am in this century. They are called Maya and five coverings. Kala, Rag, Niti. Then this limitation, Maya and Shiv becomes, it's a very wonderful system, it's beautiful. Maya plus Shiv becomes Purusha, Maya plus Shakti becomes Prakriti, then comes Buddhi, Ahankar, Manas, then Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, and finally it's basically descent from subtle to gross. Suksham se sthul ki yatra hoti hai. How descent takes place, universal great descent from subtle to gross. And the grossest elements are Panch Mahabhutas, 5 gross elements, technically called Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. So you see, at the base level is Prithvi. Prithvi is this grossest form. But Prithvi ke upar hai Jal. Jal can, when there's a flood, all earth goes, disappears. What is the flood? So Jal is water is subtler than earth, but water is more powerful than the earth. And above water is Agni. In Agni is subtler than water, but Agni can dry the water. Water will disappear before Agni. And above Agni, kya hai? Vayu. Vayu can blow up the Agni. So this is how subtle is powerful than the gross. And Akash. Akash ke upar sab nirbhay hai. Everything is based on Akash, holds everybody. Prithvi, everything. In fact, we do a meditation for young people, watch the sky also. Maybe I will get some time to talk on that also. Very important. So, in our learning session, first is Paramashiva, ultimate reality, then Shiva becomes Jiva. How Shiva becomes Jiva? That is by his own Swatantra Shakti of Lord Shiva. He desires material manifestation through tattvas, 36 tattvas, Shiv, Shakti, and Maya. Now, we have come down. Now we must go back to the Shivahood. We must find our Shiva nature. We must find our Shiva nature. How can we go back to find our Shiva nature? It's just 5 minutes back I mentioned, we can only go back to Shiva nature by his Anukampa, by his Anugraha only. By Shiva's mercy only we can go back to Shiva. उसी की मर्जी से हम जा सकते हैं प्रभु के पास. Then what can we do? By the principle of Shaktipat, only by Shaktipat we can go to Lord Shiva. Then what we can do? Acharya Abhinav Gupta explains that Shaktipat is in everybody. हर एक में उसका अनुकंपा है. प्रभु ईश्वरी अनुकंपा का बगैर कोई जी नहीं सकता है. Everybody has got Shaktipat in him. Only thing is किसी में कम है, किसी में ज्यादा है. God has created everybody with some amount of Shaktipat. किसी में कम है, किसी में ज्यादा है, किसी में बहुत ज्यादा. Some have extreme grace. What we call Tirva Shaktipat. Some are born with extreme grace. Some are born higher grace. अलग-अलग type के लोग हैं. And all of us are mostly born with the lower grace. So, Abhinav would say that जितना हमारे पास उसके आपसे प्रयास करना चाहिए. We can make effort to be worthy of His grace. If we have got more grace, less effort is needed. So that's why our effort or upay is categorized in the 4 categories. Highest is called extreme grace, anupay, higher grace, shambhopay, medium grace, shaktopay, and anupay is lower grace. Now it is very interesting. Shiv Sutra basic book discusses because 3 methods: shambhopay, shaktopay, anupay. In anupay is the energy of action. ये आप जरूर सुनिए. अभी आप whatever you worship में do, क्या आप पूजा करते हैं, whatever we do, पूजा पाठ, meditation, charity वगैरह, this all is a lower form of kriya only. This is called anupay. It's a lower form of kriya. In fact, this also is very well categorized. Called technically dhyana yoga, uchar yoga, karna yoga, and sathana parikalpana. That is temple vagara. Then karna is on the body, uchar is breath, which is extensively used, and then dhyana yoga. So ये अनुपाय पर ही हम चल रहे हैं. Then हमारा प्रयास क्या होना चाहिए? हम बाहरमुखी से अंतर्मुखी होना चाहिए. Let us go inwards. That is the first step to Shaktopay. What is Shaktopay? When we withdraw within ourselves, when meditation is automatic, what we call ajapa, deep silence. Badyanadi Vikasa, our inner channel opens. These are the features of Shaktopay. Maybe we'll get some time in meditation. We'll also, I'll give the brief for that also. So how long will
meditation karo?
I'll wrap up quickly. So second, again, let me say in the knowledge session, Parama Shiva becomes Jiva, and how Jiva go back to Shiva by his mercy. That's Shiv Sutra tell us about that. Now, I wanted, so let me not describe it, but there are very interesting things. All my students, please remember principle of 3, 4, 5. Principle of 3, 4, but Nirmal, you would have read this, called 3 malas. Anomal, it's a very interesting thing how the world runs. Anomal leads to Mayamal, Mayamal leads to Karamal. Execute. Then 4 stages in the manifestation of speech. Para, Pashanti, Madhyama, Vaikri. Para leads to Pashanti. It's very interesting. Maybe if I have time afterwards, I will have to explain this. Somebody has beautifully explained this. Para, Pashanti, Madhyama, and Vaikri. Para leads to Pashanti, Pashanti leads to Madhyama, Madhyama leads to Vaikri. Then 5 great acts of Lord Shiva. That is creation, sustenance, dissolution, then revealing and revealing. Those ने शिव पुराण पढ़ा है, उसमें लिखा है शिव क्या करते हैं, तिरोधान क्रिया करते हैं. शिव छुप जाते हैं. उससे क्या होता है, हम सब शिव हैं. शिव छुप जाते हैं, फिर हम बोलते हैं ये मेरा है, मैं ये अचीव करूंगा, वो अचीव करूंगा. फिर कौन अनुग्रह करता है? फिर लास्ट इज अनुग्रह ओनली. इस पंचभूत से ही संसार की क्रिया चलती है. चलो, so if we have time, I would like to explain it further. Now, this was about knowledge session. इतना आप knowledge कश्मीर शैव दर्शन के लिए इतनी knowledge ग्रहण कर, इतना ही knowledge ग्रहण करो, पर कृपा करके थोड़ा ग्रहण करो. आगे बढ़ के this will really help you to evolve in your life. Now, second is experience session. Now coming to experience session, हम इसमें आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे? Now, before experience session, can we chant Om? You chant with me 3 times. That's 15 minutes है ना? Om Namah Shivaya. So learning session, I have categorized with 3 categories. Again, I say number 1 is Shiv Samavesha, or in English, charging with Shivahood. Second is Shuddh Vikalp, that is pure thought construct. Third is energy of prana, or the prana shakti. Now, first thing is Shiv Samavesha, charging with Shivahood. What we said, that is theme, I am Shiva, Main Shiv Hu. So all this little knowledge you must know. But for practice, kindly listen, I say, I want 3 gifts. I want 3 gifts from you. What are those 3 gifts? Number 1 is humility. Second is love. And third is compassion. Let humility, love and compassion should be your nature. ये आपका स्वभाव ही होना चाहिए. You can't be anything other than that. Humility, love and compassion. Because we do explain in detail many things about these things, aspects. But humility will make your life very smooth, very comfortable. And why love? Love because you are Shiva, I am Shiva, everybody is Shiva. We must love Shiva, and this love ultimately will be a sadhana for the higher consciousness. Practicing love. And compassion is who are not lesser than us. That will give a tremendous blessings to you. And you know, our Swami Lakshmanji says that my Vidya Guru was Maheshwarath Razan. His father was a great scholar, sadhak, extremely simple life in Ganpatiyar, very simple person. They say he was sleeping and a thief came into his bedroom. There are a lot of books. He thought people used to hide, maybe 78 years back, some money behind the books or something, they will hide it. He said he had nothing. Normally people will come and, you know, hey, chor aaya, and beat him and catch him. He looked at him. He said, oh, beta, very sorry. तुम्हारे उंगलियां भी थक गई. तुम्हारे हाथ भी थक गए. ओहो, sorry, very sorry. इतरा बेटा, कोई बात नहीं. मेरे जेब में कुछ पैसा है, मैं दूंगा. I'll share that money with you. And the thief fell at his feet. He said, I got the God, मैं आपका जीवन पर गुलाम बनूंगा. That is the power of humility, because you will get much faster in meditation. You will evolve as a better human being. Let humility, love and compassion should be your nature. Secondly, next is, you know, Hemaji sang one song, Mujhko Man Ki Shakti Dena. Second is self-faith. Have 100% faith in yourself. If you do not have faith in yourself, you won't have faith on others. I will say, don't listen to anybody. Listen to yourself only. Whatever comes to your mind, what gels with your mind, that will stay permanently with you. So, man ki shakti bahut important. It's very, very important. And listen to yourself, because that will be because you are nothing. You are Shiva yourself. Don't think you are less. Normally, sadhana we say there's a triangle. Upar hai Shiva, right side is Guru or teacher. He tells you the path. Left side is the Jiva. You have to tread yourself path. Nobody other will not tell. You should have 100% faith in yourself. Secondly, I'll say you must love yourself. Love your inner child. Don't ignore it, because our lineage is Agamas. We are created by Lord Shiva. Your body is a temple of God. Don't say, मैं अपने को ignore कर. Don't ignore yourself. Be well dressed also. Because it's difficult to that suffer and no suffering, nothing. Be well dressed. Love yourself. Dawai khaye. Be healthy, because you are a temple of God. Love yourself. Now, third is also very important. People have got benefit. They said, we are worried, अरे कल क्या होगा? परसों क्या? Worried about tomorrow, worried about day after tomorrow. I'll say tomorrow will be wonderful, day after tomorrow will be wonderful. Once you believe, Lord Shiva is a doer, Lord Shiva is a joyer. प्रभु के नाम पर कर रहा हूँ, बोले मैं नहीं, प्रभु करा रहा हूँ, प्रभु कर रहा हूँ. I will tell you, tomorrow everything will be smooth. There will be बाधाएं. That's the wheeling and revealing energy of Lord Shiva. आप किस काम से जाओगे ना, कुछ न कुछ समस्या आएगी. That also will be taken care of by Lord Shiva. Please believe me. Once you trust Lord Shiva, everything will be fine. There's a पुरानी गाना एक है कि हम मूर्ख जो काम बिगाड़े, राम वो काज बनाए रे. हम मूर्ख तो काम ही बिगाड़ेंगे. राम तो भगवान राम काज बनाएगा. So leave it to God. Everything will be smooth. So again, humility, love and compassion, and self-faith, love your inner child, and trust Lord Shiva for the future. Lord Shiva is the doer, Lord Shiva is the enjoyer. Number 2, this is how I quickly complete Shiv Samavesha, that is you become charging of Shivahood. Now next is Shuddh Vikalp. Shuddh Vikalp is our mind, has a tendency. Thought construct. Imagination is the property of mind. It continues to go on imagining. So what we should do, we should try to make it pure thought construct. Shuddh means pure, Vikalp is thought construct. How to do that? Now we can do whatever level of spiritual evolution you are. Somebody said, I am mentally also very conscious. But you can choose any mantra like Om Namah Shivaya. If it was the Jigiji, they play that music also with that, so that get in harmony. So I say, do physical. You can chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Then you chant mentally Om Namah Shivaya. Chant mentally Om Namah Shivaya. Then after mentally Om Namah Shivaya, it will happen because the thought your mind will go towards Om Namah Shivaya more. So this Vikalp will become Shuddh Vikalp. It will become pure thought construct. And then, are you supposed to do it now itself, or you just only talk about it?
No, meditation karaye. We are ready.
Because I didn't come to direct it. Because Shuddh Vikalp to theek tha. That was a theoretical again. Unless our behavior, our life, our style changes, that's also very important for meditation. You can be comfortable, very comfortable. Only thing is neck should be straight. That nothing else I require. Neck should be rest. Everything is okay. Everything is perfect. Now we can say, close your eyes. Now I'll talk maybe twice. I'll say Om Namah Shivaya. Repeat with me Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Now you only talk about chant Om Namah Shivaya. Please go on chanting.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Now please mentally chant. Mentally chant Om Namah Shivaya. Now keep the eyes closed only. Now I suggest you, let us make it very simple. You can continue as Om Namah Shivaya, but for convenience I reduce it to one word, Shivoham. I am Shiva, Shivoham, Shivoham. Now what you have to do, please mentally chant, focus your energy, Shivoham, or if you like Om Namah Shivaya also, Shivoham. Mentally chant Shivoham, then Om Namah Shivaya. I hope everybody understood this what I said. Yes. Because some people are telling me they are pure Krishna Bhakta. They say Jai Shri Krishna. They like that way also. Even Krishna.
I am like that.
Wonderful. So after Krishna mentally, then Krishna, pura dhyan Krishna par hi man dhyan dijiye. The next Krishna. So this will 100%, your mind will never get diverted. It's the easiest technique to you will never get diverted. Now, we'll come to third step, that's energy of prana. You must do it for more time. Only this being Sukhasana, only request is that your neck should be straight because energy prana shakti flows. This is a little higher meditation. Here, directly take a guidance from Vigyan Bhairav. This is the guide. So we have many practices, but I normally use the practice called 1, 4 and 2. First dharana, followed by fourth dharana, followed by second dharana. So you will do it with me also, no problem. But what we do it, first dharana is called watching the breath. This is extensively used by many people. This watching the breath, exhale and inhale. See, exhale or inhale the fresh air. But we say in first dharana that Paradevi makes you to repeat chant of Soham. Say So and Hum. Shakti, you must go with the breath. Breath starts from the region of heart. By nostrils it goes out. From nostrils it again comes back. And in the region of heart it dissolves. So what we say that while you exhale, chant Hum So and inhale chant Ham. And with Dwadasha means distance of 12 fingers. This external Dwadasha, Bahir, Antrika, this is the region of heart, we call center of the body. So then I will tell you while doing the meditation, sir, what you had, what is that? This is a little subtle. इसी में जादू इसी में है, इसी में higher consciousness, how to reach higher consciousness will be through this. Both were preparatory. First and second was preparatory. This is the higher consciousness. There's many dharnas. So let me say comfortable and next to it only Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Mentally, please watch the breath. Prana Shakti breath starts from the region of heart. From the external nostrils, it goes and dissolves in the outer space. From outer space, it comes through the nostrils and gets dissolved in the region of heart. Please, you focus attention on the breath. Please travel with the breath. What we call watch the breath. So mentally watch the breath and mentally chant while exhaling so and while inhaling hum. What you are doing, you are just mentally watching the breath, traveling with the breath and mentally chanting so while exhaling and hum while inhaling. So Soham, Hamsa Kriya, they say the Paradevi is automatically making us to repeat this mantra. She is showing her blissful state through this mantra. This is the first dharana of Vijnana. So we will, from our heart, we exhale through nostrils and then what we call Pranasha Vayu is from the heart, what goes out is Prana Vayu. Apan Vayu or Jiva is what comes in. And Prana is So and Apan is Hum. So Soham Hamsa Kriya. And the smile on your face, neck straight. Breath starts from the region of heart, from the nostrils, goes out. You have to travel, be conscious of the breath, the journey of the breath, and mentally chant So and Hum. Now, please be conscious when the breath goes out. It ends and breath comes in. While it exhales and inhales, stop your breath deliberately for 1 or 2 seconds. So, purpose is to be aware of the junction point. Junction point is the U-turn when breath ends and the outer end breath ends and inner breath begins. Outside junction. Similarly, within your heart, when outer breath ends and inner breath ends and outer breath begins. These 2 points deliberately can stop for a second or so. So just you are conscious of the 2 points. We call it Sandhi. They say Paradevi ka vas, Sandhi mein Paradevi ka vas hai. The Supreme Goddess resides in this Paradevi. She is the seat of power. It's a gap between life and death. Osho says it's a gap between life and death. So just feel the Paradevi. Do it for some time. Now, next is very important. Please listen to this mentally. Listen to me carefully. Now, There is no need of chanting Soham, Hamsa mantra, no need of watching the breath. Please, only thing you have to do now, you have seen these two junction points, Sandhi points. Just neck straight, smile on your face. Please just mentally imagine these 2 points only, nothing else. This is the Paradevi's Vas. Your neck is straight. You are simply, attention is on these 2 points. 2 junction points, one external breath ends and internal begins, and here one internal ends and external begins. You will see these 2 junction points, they become breath has become very subtle, very slow. This gap is narrowing. We conclude rubbing the hand and then put on your eyes and put it to the So basically, what I told you in the second, it is just like oil becomes like this. And the Samaj used to explain in this, within this month, I have a wonderful video also, maybe I'll share with you that video, that the group also. And Swamiji himself demonstrates. So that is, this will happen. What happens with this? Madhya Nadi Vikasa, the Prana Shakti goes to Sushmana. And I'll tell you, we can see the face of after meditation, you can see the face brightens. So this is people can always simple for people to practice. Here my main intention is the second dharana. When you can evolve in the higher level of practice of meditation. Then there are many dharanas. In fact, one dharana I can show it on myself. Maybe you can, difficult. That's called Bhaira Mudra. Somebody will be able to practice it also. Should I show it on myself? That's that. I'll show it. This also you can. This also from Vijnana Bhaira only. But before that, I want to tell about young people. This is a very important dharana. Young working people. As you go out of the morning, you can wash your face. You can go to balcony. I mean, there was in India because there's flats almost. Here you have houses. Look at the sky. Go in the open. You have to do 2 kriyas. You have to. One is called Pulanti Kriya. You must stand conveniently. Keep your eyes closed. Just chant only once Om. Chant once, just once Om, and watch the Om disappears. Now only through that you listen to this through ears. 2-3 minutes, how Om disappears in the sky. It will give mental alertness also, and energize your body. This is the first thing. Then you slowly open the eye. We keep mantra, Guru mantra, Om Jai Shri Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya in your heart. And then look at the miracle of Akash, ether. Not we say see the rising sun. I don't know whether rising sun is possible here or I don't know what cloud, whatever. Some miracle of the Akash. 4-5 minutes watch it. Your day will be very energetic. Your day will be powerful. Mentally take the name of God and watch this. And standing, your day will. This also you must do that. Now coming, this is a little advanced meditation. That's why I want to do it on myself. I don't want you to explain it. This is called Bhaira Mudra. Bhaira Mudra says, goal inside, gaze outside, without blinking an eye. So what is the goal? Goal is Shiva. Shiva is within me, Shiva is outside also. You are all Shiva. So once you are practicing, it is higher. Shiva within me and Shiva outside me. Then when I open outside, my eyes, everything is Shiva. I should have no doubt. But if I have a doubt, then I'll start blinking. We are not do blinking. That is a because there's a check and balance. Keep your eyes open. It's an open eye meditation. This you will be able to do when we go to a temple, some Tirasathan, some pious place. You will get quickly this Vairo Mudra. You will get quick connection. And if you want to go to this, some Tirasathan, you should not miss. You try to do it there. Here you will get easily in this thing. Again, goal inside, gaze outside. Shiva within me, Shiva outside. So let me open my eyes. You will see I will not blink. So it's a bit difficult in the beginning, but it's refreshing. You will see with this we absorb the. Suppose you go to a big temple, so Dev ka ansh you can absorb. You will see a different thing feeling within you. So how do it? Like this. Smile on the face. Open my Shiva in my mind. Then slowly I will open the eyes, not blink.
So, thank you very much, Virendra Qazi ji, for enlightening us with your words of wisdom. And I'm sure all of you really benefited from Virendra ji's pearls of wisdom. A big round of applause for Virendra ji. And as we were almost like drinking from a fire hose while Virendra ji was sharing his words of wisdom, we are really thankful to you, Virendra ji, for taking time out of your busy schedule and then spending the afternoon with us. As we come to the close of our Sandhya here, I'd like to recite the Shanti Mantra to close the evening. And as Parveen ji said, please keep the questions coming. But the Shanti Mantra is from the Isha Upanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. May Lord Shiva and may Mata Parvati bless you all. Thank you very much.